Forgive my tardiness. Forgive my very, very, very tardy, my extreme tardiness. But I had to do some dad stuff, man. I had to do some dad stuff. I'm gonna tell you guys exactly why I'm late. I'm late. It's because of my baby mama. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I said that to be funny because she hates being addressed as a baby mama, and I don't address her as that. But yes, we were putting together a bed for London, and it ended up being a 4-hour job. Real talk. It ended up being a 4-hour job. As you see, I'm sweating and shit. But how's everybody doing? I know it's 10:30. I know I got to get up early to be on the bus, but guess what? I got to say something. I have to really say something. I'm being honest. I'm being very honest. I really do appreciate this fan base that I got. I'm being serious because you guys like me. You really, really like me. Because I was getting text message after text message. You going live? You going live? When you going live? When you going live? Because originally I was supposed to go live at 8:20. Then, while we work on the bed, I said, okay. I said, hey, Keith just text me. I was waiting for that shit. I was waiting for that shit. I was. She just texted me, baby mama. I was waiting for that shit. But I was supposed to start at 8:20, and then this was a job she didn't realize that the bed was, I guess, was as many, had the assembly that was required on the bed. Didn't realize there was that much assembly required to it, but and she needed help, so it was definitely a 2-person job. So that comes with the turf of being a dad. Why do I still have whoop that trick as a banner? Oh my God. That comes with the turf, man. Had to do some dad shit. But you guys were texting me like, when you go on, that flatters me. You like me. You really, really like me. But I'm like, I guess people's probably like, I guess he's not doing it. It's past 10 o'clock. I didn't even realize it was past 10 o'clock. Past 10 o'clock. We watched a whole 3-hour while we were putting the bed together. Watched a whole 3-hour interview with Jaguar Wright. Well, I'll talk about that later. But what am I going to talk about today? Now, I'm not going to have a super duper long show, but what am I going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about, well, first the NBA playoffs. The NBA playoffs are in full effect. Game 2s have started tonight. I really haven't been able to watch anything because, like I said, I've been helping put together a bed for the last 4 hours, which, like I said, it's cool. And my baby was so happy, too. London was so happy. She loved it. So that's what's up. That makes it worth it. The NBA playoffs, the NFL draft. Let me plug this in quickly. Thursday is the 2025 NFL draft. Sports Plus Life will be covering some of it, okay? Some of the first round of the draft. So this is going to be titled the Sports Plus Life Half-Ass Draft Ass. Why draft ass? I don't know. It just sounds funny to me. So, but that will be Thursday. That will be Thursday, and you should see your favorite characters. You should see your favorite characters from Sports Plus Life. You definitely should see. You're definitely going to see Sean, Keith. Pretty sure you're going to see Aaron. Yeah, even maybe a couple people that you guys are not even that you guys haven't seen before. So yes, Thursday is the Sports Plus Life Half-Ass Draft Ass. It starts at 8 o'clock. The reason why I say half-ass is because the NFL drags this out until midnight. And yes, I do have a job where I have to be there at 6:15 in the morning, and I'm not staying up till midnight for just to look at 32 picks. I'm just not. I did it last year because I didn't have to be to work until 8:30. There's a difference. So, but yes, Thursday is the Sports Plus Life half-ass, draft-ass coverage, and we'll cover it just the way we know how to cover it. You know, we're going to make you laugh. You're going to hear some football knowledge. You're going to hear some opinionated knowledge, and we're going to do what we do. Now, in basketball, like I said, the playoffs are in full effect. Did y'all see my Los Angeles Lakers get our asses kicked in game 1 against the Minnesota Timberwolves? Bruh. You know, the more and more I thought about that, the matchup against Minnesota, it did not surprise me. It did not surprise me because they're a bad matchup. Stylistically, you know, the Lakers are a very small team. Jackson Hayes ain't nobody's big man that's gonna have any type of fear attached to him. That's just not it. I'm being honest with you. Luka had 37 points and we still got our ass whipped. Anthony Edwards did not have a great game and we still got our ass whipped. It did not surprise me. It did not surprise me at all because Minnesota is a bad matchup. Everybody picked the Lakers to win because, okay, LeBron and Luka, and the Lakers still may win the series. Of course, I hope the Lakers win the series. But everybody picked the Lakers to win the series because a lot of it was based on what you saw Luka Doncic do last year with the Dallas Mavericks against Minnesota in the Western Conference Finals. But there are subtle little differences now between this year and last year. For one, he's a Laker now. And that Dallas Maverick team was considerably bigger, more athletic than this Los Angeles Laker team. Those Dallas Mavericks could kind of clean up his defensive liability because Luka is a defensive liability. When you had Lively and Gafford and players of that nature, PJ Washington, who could cover up for Luka's lack of defensive efficiency, that's a big difference. Another thing. And when I say Minnesota is a bigger, more athletic than the Lakers, Julius Randle was not with the Minnesota Timberwolves last year. Dante DiVincenzo was not with the Minnesota Timberwolves last year. All of that stuff makes a difference. All of that makes a difference. And Minnesota spanked us. They beat us down. I mean, it just is what it is. You know, it is what it. I mean, and it wasn't even close after the second quarter. It just really wasn't. It was not close. So what are we gonna do about this? Because I don't know. Because Minnesota has already accomplished what they have set out to accomplish, and that's stealing home court away from the Los Angeles Lakers. That's what they did. Minnesota already has done what they set out to do, which is steal home court. Anthony Edwards, again, didn't even have that great of a game. But you think for 1 second that Anthony Edwards won't relish if he can take out Luka and LeBron in one series? You think that people will look at that as more of an accomplishment than what he did sweeping KD and Phoenix last year. So the Lakers have to get it together. Now, JJ Redick should have never came out on live TV and say we weren't prepared for their physicality. Really? It's the playoffs. The playoffs basketball gets significantly more physical. So how the hell, as a coach, you drop the ball? That's why Magic Johnson came out and said what he said. You dropped the ball. You've been a good coach all year. Don't wait till the playoffs now and look like you're in over your head, because that's a big part of what this series is going to come down to. Coaching. Who's going to make the adjustments? Who's going to make the best adjustments during the series? Minnesota has come right out and they have punched us in the face. They've come out and they've punched us right in the face. So now how are we going to respond tomorrow night? In the other series, I guess let me just start from the top of the Eastern Conference. In the other series from the Eastern Conference, the Cleveland Cavaliers, they beat the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat made it from the 10th seed playing all the way to the NBA playoffs in the Eastern Conference, a rather weak bottom of the Eastern Conference. I still feel like the play-in format stinks. Honestly, the Heat don't deserve to be in the playoffs. No 10 seed deserves to even have a shot to make the playoffs. But congratulations on what they accomplished. They don't make the rules, and they took advantage of the rules. So shout out to them. But they lost. The Cleveland Cavaliers, led by UVA's own Ty Jerome and Donovan Mitchell, of course. Cavaliers handled business in game one. They're up 1-0. In the 2-7 matchup, Boston handled business with Orlando. They're up 1-0. I think that'll be a sweep, to tell you the truth. I think Boston is going to sweep Orlando. I do. In the 3-6 matchup, they had a game 2 tonight. The New York Knicks and the Detroit Pistons. New York won game 1 off the heels of a 21-0 run, but Detroit has struck back. They won game 2 tonight, 100-94. This is the first playoff victory for the Detroit Pistons since game 4 of the 2008 Eastern Conference Finals, because they've only been to the playoffs twice since then. Both times they were unceremoniously swept. But this is the first time that they've won a playoff game since 2008, since game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Boston Celtics. So that series is tied up, heading back to Motown. They're going to be a problem for the Knicks. Detroit. I told Detroit, if there's one dark horse in the Eastern Conference, I would say it's Detroit. It is. I take my night medicine, nigga, because I ain't gonna go to sleep. I was off today. Today was such a nice lazy day. You know. And then, like I said, I had to do some dad stuff. The county didn't have school, and again, I hope everybody had a wonderful Easter too. I probably should have led with that, but I was rushing to try to do this show, today. So, but Detroit and New York are tied in the 4-5 matchup. That is Milwaukee and Indiana. The Indiana Pacers beat the shit out of the Milwaukee Bucks yesterday, and Dame him and Tyrese Halliburton was talking shit to each other. I hope Dame come back and play. They saying that he's been moved up to questionable for game 2. He hasn't played in over a month because of a blood clot situation. I hope Dame is doing all that chirping. I hope Dame come back and play. I do. Because if Dame and Giannis are on the floor, that may be a 7-game series. The Pacers may very well win. Indiana's a sneaky good team. But that will be a 7-game series if Dame, and it's like bad luck. I mean, like, I be feeling bad for Doc Rivers because, since becoming now, the way that he got the job was kind of like, really, because the coach that they had wasn't doing a bad job. As a matter of fact, Doc Rivers has not done that great of a job since becoming the coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. But last season, no Giannis. And then you come into the playoffs this year and maybe no Dame. No, that's not right, But be that as it may, Indiana's up 1-0. In the Western Conference, man, historic ass whooping by Oklahoma City. Gee whiz. SGA doesn't have a good game, and the Oklahoma City Thunder beat the Memphis Grizzlies by 51 points. What the fuck happened to Memphis? And I expect this to be a decent series because Memphis just a month ago was like, before they fired their coach, they were like number 2 in the West, but they got beat by 51. So you can't get no worse than that, right? I mean, that's like rookie level on NBA 2K. That's that type of ass whooping. So Oklahoma City, I think that's a message because a lot of people don't believe that they're going to come out the West. In the 2-7 matchup, that is Houston versus Golden State. And Golden State won last night. Golden State is up 1-0. That's about what I expected. Now Houston didn't play very particularly well. Neither team scored over 100. That's what I love about playoff basketball. You know, they let them Knicks play. But Steph Curry had a Steph game. Jimmy Butler, Golden State dangerous, man. Golden State dangerous. Okay, so they're up 1-0. They've stolen home court. In the 3, so we already talked about Minnesota and the Lakers. And in the 4-5 matchup, game 2 is going on there between the Clippers and Denver. Every time I talk about how dangerous, every time I start to believe in the Clippers a little bit, they do the most Clipper shit. They dominated that game 1 against Denver and somehow lost in overtime. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, wait, what? I'm sitting there watching that game. I watched that game from start to finish. And I'm sitting there saying, how did the Clippers lose? And the only thing I can say is, it's the Clippers. Ain't that a bitch? And now what I was happy about was Russell Westbrook, because Russell Westbrook made a huge 3, and they left him wide open too. They said, "Nigga, if we can live with you shooting," and hey, it is what it is. And he made and he caused a turnover to seal the game in overtime. I was happy for Russ, because I've said that my 2 favorite players since Kobe retired has been Russell Westbrook and Jimmy Butler. I would like to see one of them win a championship before their career is over. I would like to see both of them win a championship, but both of these niggas ain't young. These niggas ain't spring chickens. My Buckets is 34. Westbrook is 36. They done been around the Blizzard, okay? So yeah, that's the playoffs in a nutshell. I'm like I said, I'm excited about the oh my God, Kawhi Leonard is playing in game 2. I didn't know that. I'll be damned. Kawhi Leonard is actually available for consecutive playoff games. Wow. And the Clippers are still finding a way to lose. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy, yo. So what else am I going to talk about? Okay, so I did the preview for the NFL draft. Don't get me to saying who I think is going to go where. Cam Ward looks like he's going first, the quarterback from Miami. Now they're talking about this is where they lose me with the draft. This is where teams outthink themselves. Somehow, some way, Shedeur Sanders' stock is starting to drop in the draft, and I'm like, motherfucker, how you like this is honestly why I don't pay attention nor put much stock into the combine, because you know what you see on tape. What did you see on tape? You know what you saw on tape, and now you're trying to, this is what happened to the New York Jets. This is how the Jets fucked it up 4 years ago. Instead of drafting Justin Fields, it's funny now they have him, but instead of drafting Justin Fields, they made themselves believe that Zach Wilson was better. Huh? Instead of and just like the 49ers, but they got lucky. But with the 49ers, instead of drafting Justin Fields, he fell in your lap. You thought that Trey Lance, who nobody had even freaking heard of, hadn't played football since pre-COVID, you made him think, you made yourself believe that Trey Lance was that guy, and he was anything but. And they say Shedeur Sanders may slide to 9 to the Saints. I hope he does go to New Orleans. I do. I think that'd be a good spot for him, because now they're trying to say, well, the Giants may draft him. I mean, they may. There's nothing to stop them from drafting him. I mean, a lot of people think he shouldn't go to the Giants. They're going to have Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston, and neither of those quarterbacks are in the future. So why not draft Shedeur Sanders if you're the Giants, where he can sit and learn? I said this last year during the draft. I don't understand why the obsession is if you get drafted high, you have to play immediately. I don't understand. I mean, that doesn't work for most quarterbacks. But when you see what Jaden Daniels does, then you're like, see, that's why. Or you see what Bo Nix does, see, that's why. I'm about to send you an invite, Keith. I don't know if I thought I did. I thought I had sent you one. I guess I didn't. I'm sorry, bro. You said you don't think Shedeur Sanders is a first-round talent. You crazy, boy. You cray-cray. What the hell? You cray-cray. If you don't believe that Shedeur Sanders is a first-round talent. I just sent you the link, bro. So please join if you want to. You don't think Shedeur Sanders is a first-round talent? I mean, that's your opinion, but I disagree. I disagree. I don't think Cam. Honestly, I don't think Cam. And this ain't a quarterback-heavy draft. But I don't think Cam. I wouldn't draft Cam Ward first. That's just me. I wouldn't do it. I mean, if you're the Titans and you're sick of Will Levis, I get it. I get it. I do. I get it. But if I'm Shedeur Sanders, for one, I don't want to go to Tennessee. Cleveland. I mean, you're not going to Cleveland. I doubt if you go to Cleveland. The Giants. I don't see why not. But if well, why don't you come on? Why don't you come on here and talk your shit, sir? We waiting. Well, accuracy is part of the job. Accuracy is quite important for a quarterback. You know, that kind of matters, sir. And I hope you're going to be with us on Thursday night when we do the draft coverage. So, but we'll see. But see, sometimes some organizations outthink themselves. You know, people are trying to build up Jalen Milroe, I guess, but like Jalen Milroe shouldn't be nobody's day one starter. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Now they're trying to make comparisons to Jalen Milroe and Jalen Hurts. Of course, that's worked out great for Philadelphia. If Jalen Milroe can come on the scene and have the type of success that Jalen Hurts has had, great. I look at Jalen Milroe and see more of the quarterback from the Colts. I can't think of his name right now. Young boy from the Colts. Yeah. But not quite the arm power. I'm talking about just being an athlete. I mean, Jalen Hurts just solidified himself as the greatest quarterback in the history of the Philadelphia Eagles. But if that's what you think he could be, that's awesome. So, but we will have more to talk about unless Keys comes on here. But if Keys not going to come on here, then I'm done talking about the draft because that's all I'm going to be talking about Thursday night. In other news, Shannon Sharpe. What the hell? There is now an allegation. There is now a lawsuit against Shannon Sharpe, a SA lawsuit filed against Shannon Sharpe. Now, we're gonna watch this video first. We're gonna watch this video. Shout out to Self Talk for this video. But I will let this play for a second, and then I will give my opinion on this lawsuit about Shannon Sharpe. And I'm honestly, I'm not going to be biased. Some people probably think that I will be because I'm such a Shannon Sharpe fan, and I am a Shannon Sharpe fan. I've been a Shannon Sharpe fan damn near my whole life. I'm a Denver Broncos fan, so it is what it is. But I will share this in a second. Let's take a quick watch and listen. Shout out to Self Talk.
So in today's video, we got to talk about Shannon Sharpe. It's looking like Shannon Sharpe responded to the viral news that came out about him recently. That news had broke earlier. Everybody was reporting on it and talking about it. And yeah, man, in my opinion, I thought this was no surprise because we just seen the news earlier this week. Shannon Sharpe, as you guys can see right here, he has signed this big media contract for his podcast. Shannon Sharpe eyes a $100 million podcast deal as volume contract expires. Sources tell Front Office Sports the Pro Football Hall of Famer has received multiple offers and is expected to sign a deal that would exceed $100 million. Shannon Sharpe partnered with the Volume in August 2023, several months after leaving FS1 Undisputed. Club Shay Shay immediately took off to become one of the biggest podcasts in sports entertainment, particularly YouTube, where it's a juggernaut. Nightcap with co-host Chad Ochocinco Johnson also has a considerable audience. But yeah, man, Shannon Sharpe is near signing a $100 million deal for Club Shay Shay and Nightcap. When I saw this allegation come out, and then I saw how much money this person was suing for $50 million, it was like, okay, this has to be his jump off. Somebody.
This is what gets on my damn nerves about stuff like this. When the news broke, it immediately came to my phone, and I'm like, wow. And then I listened to the details of this lawsuit, and if this stuff is true, it was quite graphic. And this isn't like something where this happened back in 2002 or something like that. No, this is the timeline between this is recent, as early as this year. But I'm like, okay, so you're suing for a number $50 million. Okay. For one, if you listen to, well, before I, you know what, let me finish with the video. Let me finish with the video.
That he was allegedly freaking with, right? He stopped talking to him, and they just recently seen this news that Shannon Sharpe is about to sign a $100 million deal. Why did this person feel like they need to come out and sue Shannon Sharpe for $50 million, right? So as you guys can see right here, here's the report that I want to show you guys before I show you guys Shannon Sharpe's response. So this report came out earlier today. New York Post posted it, and it said Shannon Sharpe accused of rape in $50 million lawsuit after rocky consensual relationship. As you can see, it says Hall of Fame tight end Shannon Sharpe has been accused of rape by a woman under the name Jane Doe in a 13-page, $50 million civil lawsuit filed Sunday and obtained by the Post. Like I said, this suit was filed Sunday. And of course, guys, the reports of Shannon Sharpe about to sign his $100 million media podcast deal was April 18th, which was a couple of days ago. So that person saw that, and then they felt like they needed to try to jump in front of some money, this opportunity to sue Shannon Sharpe, because they know that he is about to sign his $100 million contract for his media deals for Club Shay Shay and Nightcap. But that's the report right here, guys. As you can see, Shannon Sharpe is being sued for $50 million. The report was filed Sunday. I don't want to go further along with that, but let me give you guys Shannon Sharpe's response. As you can see right here, guys, this is Shannon Sharpe's Twitter account, and he had put out these statements right here. He put out 2 pages of a statement, and I'll just pull it up right here, guys. Pretty much what Shannon Sharpe had put out, he is putting out showing that how consensual their relationship was. And yeah, man, it's just a lot of freaky text. And I do want to read this out, though. It says the edited tape that Jane Doe secretly taped and showed to Mr. Sharpe during her blackmail attempt tries to falsely portray, as a result of this editing and out of context from prior text messages, that the sexual activity was not consensual, but Mr. Sharpe now believes her secret taping was all part of her plan, set up as part of her blackmail scheme, as distorted by her edited tape, a copy of which she refused to make available to Mr. Sharpe and his counsel. Mr. Sharpe denies all allegation of coercion and misconduct, especially the gross lie of rape, and will not submit to what he sees as an egregious attempt at blackmail. He stands firmly by the truth and is prepared to fight these false claims vigorously in court. He looks forward to vindication through due process and a judgment based on the facts and the law. So yeah, man, Shannon Sharpe and his legal team is saying that this lady is trying to blackmail Shannon Sharpe, and also she had falsified the text messages and was deleting stuff to make it look like Shannon Sharpe was constantly pursuing her, and also she had video footage that she had edited and won't show Shannon Sharpe and his team the unedited version of this video footage that she's trying to, I guess, blackmail Shannon Sharpe with, allegedly based off the statements that Shannon Sharpe had put out on his Twitter account. So yeah, man, Shannon Sharpe is saying that he is blackmailed. I would like for you guys to get in the comment section down below. How do you feel about everything? I do think it is definitely sketchy based off of literally Saturday, the reports came out Shannon Sharpe was about to sign this big $100 million media contract deal for Club Shay Shay and Nightcap. And then Sunday, here comes this lawsuit being filed in motion from Jane Doe of $50 million that Shannon Sharpe allegedly her, right? So yeah, guys, that's the news for today's video. If you like videos like this or stuck around this long, man, hit that like button.
Okay. Jane Doe. Put your name on it. I mean, well, okay. See, I can kind of understand why you wouldn't, but okay, here's my issue. Let me run it back. I'm not gonna replay nothing. I'm just gonna make a point. I'm doing this to make a point. Let's see. There's something I want to. Okay. This is one I want to see. The complaint filed in a Nevada state court alleges the ESPN personality committed assault, sexual assault, battery, sexual battery, and engaged in the intentional infliction of emotional distress during a rocky consensual relationship that lasted nearly 2 years with a woman more than 30 years younger than him. What the fuck is a rocky consensual relationship? What is that? That's a new one. And that's just some of the details. Like some of the details were so graphic, it involved, things such as anal sex and things like that. But see, here's my issue. if this was done to you over an almost 2-year period, if you feel like this was done to you, why aren't you trying to file a criminal case? Why are you just going for a specific number, $50 million, conveniently right after it's reported that he's trying to get 9 figures for his podcast? So, you know, that, and like I said, I heard when the story originally broke, I want to say maybe around like 3:00 this afternoon, and I listened to the details of the lawsuit. I'm sitting there like, well, if this is true, why wouldn't you file a criminal lawsuit? Why are you going straight for the money? Because if this is true, you could file a criminal lawsuit, get him put in. If anybody did that, if that's true, if anybody did that to somebody, they deserve to be in jail. I don't give a damn who you are. I don't care if you're Shannon Sharpe, the president, the Pope. I'm sorry, R.I.P. to the Pope. Forgive me. I'm just trying to give an example. I don't care who you are, what your status is. If you're doing that to people, then you should be in jail. Why isn't a actual criminal lawsuit being filed against Shannon Sharpe if all of these allegations are true? Why are we just going straight to a $50 million lawsuit? Why are we just going after money? If you were violated like that, wouldn't you want this person to be in jail? I mean, or is it just me? Make that make sense for me. That's why I'm looking at it like, I'm just like, come on, man. A rocky consensual relationship and taping shit like these motherfuckers is cold-blooded, bro. Hey, bro, you know what? I'm gonna have to pull a Diddy, and I'm gonna have to have cameras everywhere in my motherfucking house, because these motherfucking chicks out here, they a trip. And now, here's what is your fault. Leave these young hoes alone, bro. Leave these young girls alone, bro. They thirsty. They are thirsty, bro. Leave these young girls alone, bro. They are thirsty. These stock boxes out here are thirsty. They are playing for keeps. You the hottest name on YouTube. You've been the hottest name on YouTube for the last couple of years. Leave these scatterwags alone. Leave these buckets alone. Leave them alone. Don't fuck with a bucket. And that means slut bucket. Leave them alone. Because they are, and then who's the lawyer behind this? You guessed it, Tony Buzbee. Boy, Tony Buzbee name is starting to be a little smeared now, because it looked like he just in it for the shakedown. And I'm not trying to make no excuses for Diddy or Jay-Z or anything, or anybody, or Deshaun Watson, anything like that, but it looked like he just coming for the shakedown. Nigga, you just coming after money. If these are criminal things, if these are things that are criminal, if these are criminal actions, they should be criminal cases, not civil cases. You can put somebody in jail and then go for the civil part later. That's usually how I go. Motherfuckers just come out here looking for a bag. Oh, he did this to me. I want $50 million. Nigga. I'm sorry. I got to look at it. I'm like, bro, come on, man. Because the timing is just too convenient. Just a couple of days ago, he's talking, it's reported that that he could possibly be getting 9 figures for his podcast. Now, Busby must have said, oh, now, strike while the iron's hot. Get him. Come on, bro. Come on, man. What Unc is guilty of is messing with these young ass stock boxes. He guilty of that. But all of this stuff, man, come on, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And if this really happened, put your fucking name on it. You know why ain't nobody gonna put the name on it in a case like this? Because I don't believe Shannon Sharpe will try to get somebody deleted. The reason why you don't put your name on it, because if it's found to not be true, it should be a countersuit. I get tired. I'm sorry. I get tired of these people out here thinking that they can just charge them, that they can just accuse somebody of doing a heinous and malicious criminal act, and it turned out to not be true, and nothing happens to the fucking accuser. That's some bullshit right there. That is some bullshit. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. I think that's crazy, and the convenience of it is just too sketchy for me. I can't, bro. I just can't. That's all I can say. I can't. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head thinking that this is true, because it's like, nigga, really? I'm having a hard time thinking that that's true, because that's we're gonna talk about accusing somebody of sexual assault. You don't want to put your name on it, and a complicated consensual, whatever the hell it was called. What was that? What did she call that shit? A rocky consensual relationship. What the hell is that? I have never heard of no shit like that. A rocky consensual relationship. That sounds like a relationship that just didn't work out. A rocky consensual relationship. That's what that sounds like to me. That sounds like a relationship that didn't work out. Every divorced couple or every couple that didn't last had a rocky consensual relationship at one point. I don't mean nobody got sexually assaulted. For real? That's what we doing? That's crazy. That's crazy. That's nuts. You know, so I don't know. I wonder, it's going to be interesting because I wonder if he's going to be on First Take tomorrow. Honestly, I wonder if he's going to be on First Take tomorrow. So I'm serious. I am definitely serious about that. Now I found out something today, you know, while listening to this Jaguar Wright interview, and I'm not necessarily talking about the whole interview, but I heard something in regards to the rapper Dolce, who I think is dope. Did she really say that straight black men are a red flag? This Hollywood shit is crazy. Now let me see. Let's check out Hype News together. This is going to be a quick video because this is crazy. This is crazy, and I like Dolce. I like her music.
Reporting live from Hyper Clubhouse in Atlanta for Hype Plus News, I'm Symphony Thompson. Winner of Best Rap Album at the 2025 Grammy Awards, Doechii has been causing a lot of conversation online after partaking in a Hot Ones interview. During the interview, the rapper sat with her DJ, Miss Milan, where Doechii was asked what her #1 dating red flag was. Her response, a straight man. Now, many would take issue with Doechii's comments, with some even confused about what she meant by that statement. With all the uncertainty, this, of course, led the internet to interpret Doechii's statement on their own. Okay, I'm gonna break it down because it seems like this is going way over people's heads. She really got y'all in a chokehold over this. Y'all don't get the joke? In her song, Danao is a River, her straight boyfriend was secretly cheating on her with a guy. That's why she said that, because the man she thought was straight wasn't. That stuff really struck a nerve. The comments that Doechii's father was referring to that struck a nerve were all over the internet. One social media user who didn't agree with Doechii would write, saying a sexual preference or orientation that you don't identify with or partake in as a red flag is a real mush for brain stuff. Now, in addition to those who took it.
Okay, so I like that song where she mentioned that her straight boyfriend was okay, but I understand that struck a nerve. I get that, but don't label every heterosexual black man as a red flag. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're straight black man cheat. I'm sorry you're straight, well, not straight. I'm sorry that your tutti frutti boyfriend cheated on you for a dude, but that's on you as far as who you choose to be with. It's not your fault that he did that. That's not what I'm saying. But it's one thing I got to agree with what Jaguar Wright said on that interview is you are what you attract. If you go both ways, good for you. If that makes you happy. But what does it surprise you that you would attract a bisexual man? Don't tear down heterosexual black men just because you made a mistake and thought your heterosexual boyfriend was not heterosexual. Because if he was a heterosexual male, he would have cheated on you with a woman, not a man. I'm just being real about that. But for one, heterosexual men being a red flag, shut the fuck up. Like straight up. I like Doechii. I like her music, but I just lost a little bit of respect for her.
Issue with Doechii's comments, there were some who attributed those words to the ongoing LGBTQ plus gimmick and felt Doechii was continuing to push that narrative, which a number of people have voiced they are exhausted from. Another social media user would take the opposite approach online and ask the question, they could never make hate you, Doechii. How is straight women not wanting to date queer men okay for y'all, but queer women not wanting to date straight men isn't? Let's unpack that real quick. Y'all mad about nothing. One more social media user would add and chime in, a queer person wanting to date other queer people really shouldn't be driving up y'all's blood pressure. So what do you guys think about Doechii's father's explanation for saying a straight man is his daughter's biggest fan? Do you think it was a joke too? Let us know in the comments below. Stay up to date with the latest news and comedy by subscribing.
It's not going to drive my blood pressure up. It's not going to make me hate anybody. It's an ignorant ass comment though. I'm going to keep that a stat. It's an ignorant ass comment. You know, and people make ignorant ass comments all the time. A lot of it for shock value, whatever. But yeah, I mean, I still fuck with her music, but she that was stupid. That was an ignorant ass comment because somebody hurt your feelings. In a nutshell, you know that if anything, that makes you that makes you seem like an industry plant. I mean, there is an agenda out there to that is going against heterosexual black men. That agenda is real. They're trying to emasculate heterosexual black men. That agenda is very real. As a heterosexual black man, if you think that a straight black man is a red flag, fuck you too. Okay, I mean that's pretty much how I'm gonna feel about it. It's not gonna raise my blood pressure up. Like I said, I'm a DJ. I'm gonna still bumper stuff if whoever I'm doing a gig for wants me to, but just a stupid ass comment. Okay, that's just a dumb ass comment. That's like me. That's like, look, I've gotten my heart broken before by black women. If they say what's a red flag, if they ask me what's a red flag for you in a relationship, if I wrote on a thing dumb black bitches, that would not be nice. That would not be nice at all. You know. That wouldn't. I mean, come on now. That's like I said. It's a dumbass comment. Dumbass comment. Kind of funny, but as a heterosexual black man, get out of here. So you like hanging out with niggas that suck more dick than you or your peoples, basically. Yeah, and that was a Jag bar. Yeah. But that's basically. I mean, I anybody could interpret it that way if they so chose to. So, okay, good for her. All right. Anyway, I'm about to wrap this up because it is 11:15. I have to act like my black ass do have to go back to work tomorrow. So, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Sean and Aaron. You know, I had to do some dad stuff. So, but definitely we're going to link up on Thursday as we will be doing the Sports Plus Life half-ass, draft-ass coverage of the 2025 NFL Draft first round. Ain't going to be on this joint for 4 hours, but we will have some draft insight. I will be on here for at least 2. So anyway, it's your boy Brandon Bravon Towns. I'm out this bit. Peace, Love you, and I will see you guys on Thursday.